Alright, so today I'm going to be making a lantern. I'm going to start with a large slab and a cookie cutter, a 4-inch cookie cutter, and I'm going to cut out 4 circles. Those are going to serve as the bases for the different parts that I'm going to be using. Now I'm going to create the top and the bottom of the lantern. So I'm going to take a circle and I'm going to take a thick coil. This is about the size of my thumb, which is about ½ an inch. We're going to put the first layer down, scoring and slipping, and I want to stitch it together right away. The next coil is going to sit on the inside edge. And the third coil will sit on the inside edge of the second. So each coil is getting smaller than the previous one. Make sure to stitch it all together immediately and then smooth it out. Once you've made one, you're going to want to make a second one. So we have a top and a bottom. Now I'm going to create the main body. Again, I'm going to start with one of my discs, one of my circles. I'm going to lay a coil on the outside edge of that disc. And I'm going to attach it. I'll take a second coil and do the same. Remember to stitch on the inside as well as the outside. It helps to smooth after each coil. Now I'm going to take my third coil and lay it on top of the second. So we should wind up with a nice wide bowl. I'm going to round out that top, or the base, so it's not flat. I don't want it to be flat. Once I've made one, I need to make a second one, and they should fit together. Now for the opening, I'm going to take my cookie cutter and lay a coil on the inside of it. I'm going to score that, lay a coil on top, a smaller coil, so it starts to move up and in. I'll take another one and make another smaller coil on top. So a third coil, smaller than the second, which is smaller than the first. I want to stitch all of that together and make it real nice and smooth. Now let's put the whole thing together. So I've got my top and bottom, I've got my apertures, and I have my base. So I'm going to take the main body and I'm going to stitch them and score them together. I want to make sure that I smooth out that seam and flatten it out so that it's just a little more rounder. It should be spherical. I'm going to rest it on a cushion. Now I'm going to add the apertures, the openings. I'm going to score and stitch these together. To make sure it's really well attached, I'm going to add a coil on the outside edge. Then I'm going to smooth that all in. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of a coil on the inside edge as well, again just to make sure that that is really attached. Once that first aperture is attached, I'm going to go ahead and attach the second one to the opposite side. And then we're going to put the whole thing on a base. So I'm going to score and slip that. And then add an additional coil to the outside edge so that it's nice and firmly attached. And then I'll do the same thing with the top. And here it is all assembled. Now I want to cut openings into those apertures. And I'm going to cut off the top so I can make it hollow. And there we have the finished lantern.